And hello and welcome. This isn't the first time we've run Old World on the channel, but if this is your first time tuning into the channel, I'm streaming this live to Twitch under the username WillCole, and I'm uploading the local recording to YouTube under the username WillCole100. Again, this is not the first time I think we've done Old World. I think this is the third time, if I'm remembering the number of times. They did drop a new patch that came with the DLC. I have not picked up the DLC, so we won't be playing with the new Indian continent civs, Indian culture civs. But we were still going to be playing Old World today, and we're going to be starting up a new run. So let's get in here. I've decided we're going to do the Greeks. I haven't decided which Greek leader we're going to do, but we're going to pop into a new one here as the Greeks. Previously, we were doing Scipio as Rome, so you can see it's popped to Rome here. We're not doing Rome. We're going to do the Greeks. The default leader on the Greeks is Philip here, Philip of Greece, who's bold. So other than being Greek, there's not much special there. We got Ptolemy, Leonidas, Pericles, and Alexander that we can pick over. Leads Greece shortly after his father's death. In addition to being a powerful warrior, Alexander is helped by people like the great philosopher Aristotle. Others will join the court. Scheming queen of the Olympias, is a uniquely capable politician and can influence other characters on the leader's behalf. That's one option. Pretty much as bold like Philip is. Philip's sort of the generic Greek experience. Ptolemy here, science or Ptolemaic dynasty. Shrine of Sepphoris, so we've got a special shrine if we go to that way. That might actually be the way I go. We might go with him. Because I'm thinking of trying to do something like a polytheism run, where we do divine rule and polytheism, so we can build as many temples as we want. Court scholars and build the shrine of Sepphoris. Yeah, this is build everywhere, so that's pretty interesting. We got Leonidas, which is indomitable and fated to die. Really good fighter. I'm not fast enough at the game to get good use out of using the first leader as a warrior, so we're gonna pass on him. The 50% initiative there is probably pretty good, but there's a leader that is going to die fairly early on. Maybe not the best, or at least how I play. And we got Pericles, which is the first citizen. Athenian, right? So first citizen is basically the equivalent to the president. As governor, improvement cost reduction, and culture per units killed, happiness per unit killed, as if a general. So got to toss up. Do you want to be the general? Or do you want to be the unit? Again, because I think we're going to do a divine rule polytheism run. I think we're going to do Ptolemy here to get the 5th of the shrines. So we get, instead of getting the default 4, well, in addition to the default 4, we're getting this 5th one, which is a little bit unusual. And then we got the standard 4 Greek families, of which we'll be able to pick 3 of them. And I'll probably do as I usually do, which is we make that decision based on what we've got territory-wise, although the Greek ones are pretty useful. Let's get into the next step. I'm going to be playing on strong difficulty. Yeah, let's not turn the difficulty up too much. We'll play on the same level the AI is. Again, I haven't played since the last time. It's been a little bit of a while. Do you want to do the standard event level? I'm going to go bigger. Sure, let's go bigger. Let's go 6. We're Greece, preset leader. Ptolemy. Oh, this is jumped us back. Strong. Driving, fiddling. Oh, simple setups. Easy. I think it automatically defaults to 6 on simple. Okay. Thriving, fiddling. And then we're planning on going 6, or this number of opponents is actually 5 on a 6-player map. Instantly normal. We'll probably stick to continent. Keep it simple. Yeah, we'll keep it to continent. Keep it simple. Map size. I think we said we're gonna go with the large to support the five enemies instead of the normal 4. Random done. Medium, tight. This is the default one. We could set ourselves up anywhere, but that's fine. I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to change in here. Definitely some modes, like you could do like one city challenge and stuff like that, but we're not challenging ourselves here. We're just trying out the new DLC, see if there's any events that affect, or the new patch, see if there's anything that comes from the patch. There's a little bit of rebalance on the tech, which is why we're not necessarily doing anything too particular. Okay, I think that's enough. That's enough. Let's hit the game in here. Pop on in. And we're about to lose the music here because at the beginning of the game you don't have drama. And the music has yet to be invented. And there goes the music. The Greece... Oh, actually... what Texas and Greece starts with. Anyway, here we are. We are Ptolemy, also called Sortor the Savior. We've been a bodyguard of the great Alexander and have accompanied him in many battles. We were a very skilled warrior in our younger days, but age has taken a toll on you, and as it does on all mortals. You've become scholar and historian, working and documented people's past, as you believe that scientific pursuits will lead to a brighter future. And we got a son and a daughter, so we've got a family. And our starting area here, we see we've got cattle nearby, we got olives nearby, we got a volcano nearby. So this would give us a militia, give us a sort of military-centric city. If we go champions, if we go artisans, we have mines, lumber mills. Our bonus is to mines and lumber mills. We're in a pretty hilly spot, so this wouldn't necessarily be a terrible place for mines and lumber mills. Alright, so we got a forest up there, and we got effectively hills along here we're probably going to mine up, except next to the volcano. These guys can go pretty much anywhere. They want precious resources, ideally, to be nearby. Gems, gold, silver, pearls. We don't have any of those here, so we'll probably pass up on the patrons here. And then sages is tempting, because sages is extra science. Although I can probably do without that being the first city. Question here is, do you want to do artisans? Remember, I only get to pick 3 of these 4. So, if I'm... It says, which one is the one I'm most willing to lose access to? Probably the champions. Yeah, probably the champions is the one I'm most willing to lose access to. So we don't get a good place for champions, that's fine. Yeah, let's go artisans here as the capital. We got 2 workers, a scout, and a warrior which went around it. We know that there's a city site to the southwest and the east. The east also has horses that we can see. Suppose let's take a quick check on our tech. Ah, that's why the music's turned on. Normally, you have no music until you've invented the music by inventing drama. The Greeks start with drama. That's why the music hasn't stopped, because the Greeks know about the music. Early on, we're probably going to want to run off to, say, forestry if we can, for lumber mills. We're being offered... I'm thinking of doing a polytheism run, so we probably want to get start getting our shrines early. Divination's not a bad choice there. Where is there's polytheism? So at some point we'll be working to monasticism as well. Which is through divination. So yeah, let's start up the divination here as our first tech. And obviously don't have land consolidation, don't have husbandry. So what do we want to get our guys up to working first? Well, if I want to do... What's the family again bonus? Mines and lumber mills. So probably want to start with mines and or start with quarries. Because the shrines, once we unlock them, are going to be stone upkeep. Bonus mountain, bonus volcano. Yeah, we're on the best location for stone. Hills the bonus we get for mines. So we've got a couple of different places to put mines in. Yeah, this is the best place for stone. So let's grab this in the stone location. We do have food upkeep and we have metal upkeep. I'm going to try to sort the metal upkeep first. Oh, and those are farms. Those are barley. Actually, let's do the barley. Let's sort the food by getting the barley up quickly. And then we're going to use probably most of the orders up, sending the scout on about. Ah, there's a ruin over there. Let's explore the ruin first. Shields under the stars. The scouts slowly approach the ruins under the cover of darkness, made wary by the fires looking from within. As they get closer, a glint of whirling metal catches in the firelight and shrill sounds fill the air. These are no battle cries. In the ruins, the character troops see a group of women locked in a circular dance beneath the stars, each bearing a spear and a shield, which they spin and wield with ease. So I can get a cult to the Amazons, or I can get 4 orders and 150 training. 150 training is very tempting. Although the cult is going to provide us 2 orders per year at the cost of 2 orders per year, 10% more training per year at the cost of 8 seconds. Also gives us one cult train. We don't want too many, although that doesn't sound like a terrible cult to have, so let's actually accept that cult. I get to place it. Depending upon where I place it, it will do an expand. Probably want someplace like there. Let's put it there. Anyway, so going forward, we'll have 2 more orders from the cult. But for the moment, we're out of orders. So at the end of the year, end of the first turn. Air education. You are my daughter. I'm gonna get you trained up in, say, science, philosophy. Okay, so the workers have eaten their 2 orders. I want the scout to be exploring down towards the city site down here, so we know what we're getting into, or would get if we go down there. Just get some money from the elephants we found. It's ruin over there that we can pick next turn. I'm gonna start having the soldier head over towards this one. And I've got 2 extra orders, which as those is fine. So that's gonna get liquidated into a little bit of money, which is good because we have a money upkeep and we're very rapidly running out of money at the current rate. Begin sneaking off into the world, chase after class each day, ever growing more inspired by nature. So we can send them traveling afar, convince them to be as bold as the bear, where no love is as pure as that of a beast for her kin. mind. Okay, so that's an interesting shape for this city. Also found another ancient ruin. So let's put the scout over here. There's this ancient ruin. New humans! Small jungle-covered island off the coast. Our explorers discover a cave deep in the leafy undergrowth. Inside, buried in a series of shallow graves, lies the skeleton remains of several hundred ancient villagers. Only these skeletons are much smaller than humans. Scientific advisors are astonished. Are these beings evidence of early ancestors or something much more sinister? So we get XP. I don't currently have the money. Nor has exploration. So I can't do that. So we've got the first one. So there's 25% chance we get cursed for 5 legitimacy. And we become vigilant. Which is probably something that I'm not really that interested in. Or I can get 20 XP. Yeah, don't really need city defense. I'm gonna grab the XP here. Harvest the citrus. Okay, so we've got barbarians to the northwest. Go up on the mountain there, or on the hill there, so we can see around the area. Honey over there in the west. Okay. And again, we're going to start having these guys work around to the ruins over there. The POTUS in exile. Graced by the POTUS. So we can invite them. So this will make our one family like us less. Or we can just let her tour the cities. So it's just going to provide 30 culture for the moment. Yeah, I don't need another culture. Or courtier. Let them tour the cities. Farm going. More barbarians up there, okay. Okay, we're now making food, so if I need to, I can sell food for money. And we're gonna get our stone next turn, which is gonna be running upkeep for when we start building shrines, which we can start doing it too. Although we'll probably move over to building mines first. Interesting. So that's presumably one of the wonders. I'm suggesting we could potentially build there. This is the show valid improvements for where we are. I do think we want to start work on our first mine. Let's put it there. Okay, continuing to explore. I'm going to get a settler on the next turn, so I'll probably actually slow the military unit running around. Decide where I'm going to send the settler. Ivory, elephants down here. So it looks like it's just elephants and sort of a coastal site there. This is another coastal site, but this gives us horses and eventually lavender. Discovered divination. Reports arrive from the academy that your daughter shows a willful disregard for her studies, instead become known as a fragrant romantic escapades, growing frustrated, leaving you in a rather delicate position. So she's become wanton, which does not make her. So I can either let her become estranged from us, which means she likes us less, and stopping a student, or I can figure out how to get 200 money so we can reimburse the academy for their troubles. In which case, she becomes extravagant, which is probably not something we want her to have either, because she's the heir, right? So the minus 10% money generation in all cities is not super great for weakness. Although maybe at the moment where we're not really making any money, that's not too bad. We'll reimburse the academy for their troubles. The other heirs, this is our military, or our male son. Let's get them trained up in tactics. Okay, so we know you've got 3 resources. I know the 1 resource down here. There might be a little bit more down that way. Although if we're running multiple shrines, the volcanoes over here are probably pretty interesting for that. Let's start moving that way. Tech-wise, we've got aristocracy popping up, which is moving towards monasticism, which we wanted for polytheism. So we'll probably do aristocracy, yeah. Spoiled ruins. Stone for construction, iron for troops, wood is always useful. We'll do iron for our troops. Oh, there's some gold. Harvest the gold. We're going to choose the replacement production in the capital. Do you want more troops? Could go with farmer, could go with stonecutter. And the Olympia here is a repeatable. I think I'm going to splurge. We're going to try to get the cities up. Could potentially send you over here. Who do we got options-wise? Us. Queen, or one random courtesan. Charisma. Be more civics. Here, let's make the courtesan. There we go. Oh, I say random courtesan. Probably the family leader. No, not the family leader. Not sure who that is. Philosophy studies. The younger and the princess have studied and debated together since adolescence. Even though Gorgo is younger, the princess has always felt as if she were the one catching up. The position of court scholar has become all the more determined to finish her studies and match her accomplishments. Make the princess a rising star or bitter. Or... oh, makes Gorgo rising star or bitter. In which case, the princess gains scholar, or can encourage self-confidence. In which case, we don't do anything to the other person. Serve as general or chancellor. And if the general units cannot die, if they got more than one hit point when they get hit, which is pretty good, it basically guarantees one more hit on all your units. And as leader, which potentially is going to be plus 60 opinion for leaders of their religion, and can hurry units with training. Also plus 1 fatigue limit. I think we're going to encourage self-confidence here. Okay, so we can get there. I would like to be settled up there, but it's a good chunk of the way there. Oops. Did it in a way that's going to cost us an extra order. Skittish bands. We're not villainous, so we can't get money off of it. We can get a caravan, but I don't really got any place to send that, so even if I were able to afford it, so we'll just take the courtier. Now known as the Ambitious. You declare war on the Numidians, or be patient and maintain the truce. We're going to be patient, because I am in no way ready to face more rebels, and more rebels, more troop combat stuff. So we've got one warrior to defend 3 cities from regular barbarians, before we even start contemplating extra barbarians. Oh, actually, let's undo that. Okay, that didn't really reveal anything. I just realized our worker over here was done. So we've got 5 different shrines. The Shrine of Athena, which wants to be adjacent to the courthouses, so this early on isn't really that picky of a choice where to put it. It's just +1 science. Poseidon. Wants to probably... Oh, it's just a bonus based on how many water tiles the city has. Okay, so it doesn't need to be adjacent to the water tiles, it can be anywhere. Just 20 plus 2 per water tile. Shrine of Hades is wanting to be next to the volcano. Zeus wants to be adjacent to where we put our wonders, which we're not sure we're going to put those yet. But if we leave reasonable space around it, that shouldn't be too hard. And then there's Rephis. Provides happiness. Build anywhere. Doesn't really have any stuff that's going to stop us from just plopping it anywhere. Although, obviously, you don't want to put it on the farm. So, as far as placement is concerned, the one with the highest placement requirements is actually Hades, where it wants to be next to our volcano over here. The best spot would actually be where we put the quarry, but I think the quarry was more important to put there. And then I have the 50 stones. Let's go ahead and let's put the Shrine to Hades in. Get the culture going in the capital city a little bit here. Okay, we can now get to where I want to put that city. The reason is because I wanted to have it grab the elephants. Okay, so we got to pick one of 3. Right, we can technically do the existing one, but that's gonna make all the skip family seats be less happy. So we're either looking at champions, patrons, or sages. We don't have any precious resources here, but we do know that there are precious resources out there. We've seen some gold. I wouldn't be surprised if there's pearls somewhere. Get the precious resources like gold, or gems, gold, silver, pearls. Don't have any in this city. Whereas the sages don't really have any preference for what's in the city. More of a preference for what they want us to build. They want us to build specialists. But I suppose this will work as a sage one. I think we're going to pass up on the Aegean, just the military one. Not that it might be a bit meta to do at least one military one, but we're going to do sages here. We'll do some fish off the coast there. And then again, when we get polytheism, we can do Hades. We can do another Hades on one of the mountains nearby, or one of the volcanoes nearby. It won't be too bad. Let's get you worker into militia. So you're starting ones. I've got a decent amount of civics, so we can probably pick up a leader to assign here. Growth and more civics and a little bit of happiness with the queen. Sure. Oh, there's the pearls. So that Numidian site may be a good place for the patrons? Yeah, the patron family. Although, obviously, that won't be the first patron city. The first patron city will have to be over here. Poetry contest. This is our culture event for getting the capital city up to the first level. Overcome fears and cite our own poetry. So it's them +1 bravery, plus them attend anonymously to better appreciate the beauty. 6% more science, or judge the lyrical merits of each entry. Or that one. I think we're gonna go with science here. Excellent student. Comes to attention that Ptolemy has exceeded in his tactics training. Commander. Tactician. Go tactician. So we're getting our first ambition. One of the ways you can win the game is you can complete 10 ambitions. This is a human-only way the AI doesn't play by these rules. And they get harder the farther you go through them, so... You do generally want to complete them, but you generally don't worry too much about completing them early on. Although they're usually beginning to be pretty easy. Control 6 farms. Wouldn't be too hard to do. We control 2 of 6 already. Promote 5 units. That's a little bit harder. That's going to involve some fighting. Discover 6 technologies. So the one we researched apparently didn't count towards this. So there's got to be 6 new technologies. Or you can shape it in a different way, reject these, and get a different choice in a bit. That would give us some XP. Honestly, because there's nothing else tied to these, it's just ambition to get a legitimacy. I'm going to go to the farms, because I think that's just easy to do. Okay, so we're positive on everything except for money. I suppose actually the Shrine of Poseidon wouldn't be too bad if I wanted some money coming in. Sure, let's get the Shrine of Poseidon going. That way we can have no ticking red numbers up top eating away our resources. Yeah, that Numidian city is on a good spot. we got Greek paganism has properly founded as a religion because our first of our shrines are complete. Let's get on making more farms. I'll have you move over there and build a farm. I'll probably put a farm, one of the 6 farms down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a circle of 5. Then we get the granary in the middle for a nice bonus. Another Numidian city. So when we do something with the Numidians, and we probably are going to be aggressive against them, we're going to be dealing with a lot of Numidians at once. Injured Hittite. Treat his wounds and send him on his way. Negotiate in exchange for protection, exchange of protection for goods, or kill him for a lot of money. I got a lot of training I don't need right now, so we'll negotiate in exchange for money. And we now know where the Hittites are. Okay. Yeah, the city, we're going to take the city just because I don't want it falling in someone else's hands, is maybe not the most interesting. We've got a lavender, a citrus, a horses, and we're kind of stuck on the peninsula here, so this is going to be a pretty small city. Make her a general. Know she can get some XP easily. Might not go to the impressors one. I might go to the champions so we can get military. Although, we'll have to make that decision at some point, obviously. Let's take the warrior over here and start fighting the barbarians, just so we can keep. Because we already see the Hittites are moving towards us, and we don't want to take any more of the territory. Hypothetical clay that we want to claim for ourselves, let's say. Discovered aristocracy. And Leonidas the Builder is now the head of the Greek paganism. Okay. The heart of Greek child's education is the concept of paideia, the education of the child in the law, social method, and morality to become an ideal member of society. Know thyself, nothing in excess, or good. The good is hard to do. Well, we are trying to train them in military, so let's say the good is hard to do. Do I want peace with the Numidians? No. We'll marry one of our family factions. School of Hard Knocks. When your heir was younger, she was picked on mercilessly by a Numidian. They've gotten older, the two have become friends, but there's a strong sense of competition between them. Get distracted by family murder. Kind of all the two, there's a strong sense of competitiveness between them, some turns violent. You've watched this from afar and said nothing. It occurs to you, however, that if you selectively intervene, you could guide Princess Arizon the robotics development. But it takes her lumps as they come. She becomes tough. Hire, quietly add her to the court, direct her to focus on education and discipline. So she become strict. too busy to spend time with your heir. Gain 20 XP. Well, we already got her as a general, so bonuses to unit defense is not terrible. And again, even once she becomes the ruler, because she's the heir apparent, that one's not too terrible. Yeah, let's go to the top one there. Stone is 4 stone per science. That's not the terrible ratio. But at the same time, do I want something else? Slavery be freedom on that choice. Husbandry. We've got a place we can pasture, so grabbing the pasture here is not a terrible choice. If we weren't so close to already having our second settler done, we'd probably go to the settler. But pasture. Studying the new ridge. Civics the cost of money. Science the cost of training. Or just let them become endeared to me. We're 59. Send a group of guards to protect him as he studies. CD messenger. Vandals have been contacted. Fine, take this and go. Or be unafraid of tribes. Again, we haven't built the army up yet, so we're just gonna... That's what I get for exploring sometimes before getting the army going up. Okay, so there's a ruin to explore. Good to find. Let's do this one because there's no drawbacks here. Foreign opinion is tempting, but it's the cost of religion opinion. But yeah. Take the governor of... Well, I suppose that's taking the governor off, right? The governor is already assigned to someplace. Ah, yeah, my ambassador... Oh, both my ambassadors have a job. Although I probably still want an ambassador, so... Take him away from the city. Take her away from the city. Let's do a trade mission. Do a trade mission off using the ambassador. Your daughter and the prince consort have given birth. To granddaughter, second line. Okay. Let's check you off to your destination. Okay, so I've got 1 citizen, so I probably don't want to rush off with the specialists here. I've really got 1 citizen, obviously, because we've been churning out settlers. We're just eating all the growth. Militia to garrison the city, or warrior to garrison the city? I'm gonna do militia here. We're gonna revisit that after we decide what we're doing with the new settle here. Oh, I don't have any more wood. Do I want to buy wood? Do I want to harvest it? Probably want to harvest it. Orders are cheap. Orders are cheap when you've got them, of course. Trees and get us 20 wood, and we can go over there and build a farm. I can become gracious, which is considered a good trait. Would piss off our intolerant ambassador. And destroy it for +2 legitimacy, or let us study it for science. Study their preservation rituals. I'm going to study it because that'll get us the tech moving faster. Rome has begun construction of the Jewish aqueduct, which is a wonder. Princess has converted to Greek paganism. Son still feels fear, as does any sane man, but he never lets him stop him. He has gained courage. Familiar face. Hold a military parade and training exercise. Or no celebrations. Give him the court's clerical work. He is now a tactician. I don't care too much about giving him XP, so let's give him the clerical work so he gets the discipline. There, and do I go champions? Or do I take patrons? Yeah, I'm going to sort of stick to the non-warfare centric ones. Might make it a little bit harder to get the military together to fight the wars, but we're going to go patrons here. So we get a courtier. Not super important. What do we want trained here? I think first we're going to go worker into militia. Potentially into a warrior. And honestly, down here, when the worker is actually done, we're at the militia, let's add a warrior. Oh, I need some wood. Forgot I'm out of wood. So before I can do any farming, I need to go chop down some trees. Then we can go over there and build a farm. I think I've got enough scouting done for the moment. I'm going to start having these guys approach the barbarians. Okay, so I've still got 4 orders. You need to get back to friendly territory to heal. You can get back into friendly territory with exactly 4 orders, so let's do that. Start having you heal up before you go out again. Mission! Trade result event. Pay money for orders, money for science, or prefer not to trade. That's a lot of money. If I'm going to pay 100 money, I'd probably want it to be for an order rather than for science at the moment. Don't have a labor force yet. Okay. Let's have you go cut trees down. Go. And this guy will take a quick heal. Next turn we'll have husbandry, so we'll start on that pasture. Labor force is being the one recommended to us because it's working toward one of our goals. Because it's working towards forestry? Why is labor force being recommended? Oh, it's being recommended, not working towards my goal. Polis works towards my goal. Yes, Polis works towards the goal of getting to forestry. Whereas labor force gives me roads. Which is why it's recommending that, obviously. I think we're going to go with my I want to get to forestry to wood options. That's Polis. Pasture started. Shrine of Athena here. Yeah, new Shrine of Athena here. Take one more swing, and then we're probably going to run away the next turn because we're taking so much damage. Control our 6 farms for plus 10 legitimacy. Undue influence. The court is disturbed by the rise of cults within Greece. Worship Greece. Even the patriarch shares his concern, and the spread of these cults is undermining the authority of your rule and distorting the traditions of Greek paganism with their own rites and practices. You are urged to take action to stop the spread of the cult and their malign influences. Making examples. We lose the Amazon cult. Gain 1 happiness level. Put a tax on them, so we get money at the expense of opinion. One of the Greek pagan cities takes 50 discontent. Or we can lose legitimacy to allow them to expand faster. I'm going to place tax on them because I actually just need more money. And I don't want to get rid of that cult because the cult's pretty nice. Your wife is both loving and politically astute. When an offer of marriage arrives from the Numidians, she immediately responds favorably to the idea, assuaging any misgivings you may have had about the arrangement. Important opportunity that may well end your long-term success. Wait, what? I marry her, but we already have a wife. I now have 2 wives. Okay. Warning of days to come. Oligarch the schemer has twice approached a Greek pagan priestess, offering the oligarch a chance to buy her oracle writings. Originally offering 9 books, when her offer was rejected, she burned 3 of them. Returning later, she offered the remaining 6 at the same price. 7 of the 3 went up in flames. You hear that the priestess is due to return to the last 3 books. Will those texts which she claims divine the observance of rituals that may help Greece avoid calamities also be lost to fire? I can become uncouth, in which case I lose culture, and the oligarch becomes endeared. Promise to elect special priesthood to care for the books if she gives them to you. On completion, the Greek pagans will be quite happy, and this actually gives me a goal to work towards. Or pay for the text yourself. We're going to promise to elect a special priesthood to care for the books. We'll see if we can actually get around to doing that. Control 2 Elder Acolytes. Buy the 1 stone I need for the Shrine of Zeus. Got a city there. I've got to get Elder Acolytes, so we might as well start on the first one at least. I need to get developing chords, so we're going to rush that. Let's position you in case I need to deal with incoming barbarians. And then we end the turn here. We're gonna get the second worker over there, or get the effectively 4th worker over there, right? So 1 for each city plus an extra 1. And they're waiting for our militia and/or warriors to train up so we can go deal with the barbarians to get our expands. Peak Paranoia. Local tribes once called the mountains slumbering beast, creature of might and terror. Now all Aleniathus whispers the ancient tales as terrifying rumbles can be heard from beneath the once peaceful slopes. Gains wary of the mountain. Rural specialists are more expensive and -1 arrest a year, or none should fear children's stories. We're gonna not fear. I suspect that's a warning of like a volcanic eruption. Although Greece has no state religion, many people follow their own faiths and practices. Teach me your ways, we convert to their religion. Yeah. We're planning on running divine rule and polytheism, so that's the reason we actually want the royal family to be. There's probably a tech requirement for the building I'm thinking of, that's why it's not showing up. Hamlet. Where's Polis? Yeah, there's a tech requirement for it. We'll have the tech in 2 turns. I'm thinking, how can I make my money deficit go away? Well, if I just built some villages, or built some hamlets, it'd turn some of that food we're producing into money. That would, or cost actually turn it into money. That would deal with the problem real nice. What do I need to do for that? I need Pulse. I need the next tech. So that's gotta wait. When we actually get the army out and about, I'm probably gonna have a pretty heavy metal upkeep. Let's go expand the mines. Okay, I think that's good enough for the moment. It's like the next turn. Yeah. We're not moving them. I want them close enough where I can attack with them, but at the same time I don't want them too exposed until we can get our main combat unit ready to go. Marriage offer. Delegation from IT arrives with a marriage proposal for our son. Either way they join us. This one gives us a dowry, and she'd be a orator. Whereas this one we get no dowry, but is just slightly better stats across the board. Although, tactician. So counterattacks during melee. I'm going to go to the ambassador here. At some point we might lose our existing ambassador, and having another ambassador in the realm is not too bad. Plus, we're trending towards broke, so more money, please. You may be interested to learn that for better or worse, the Duchess is showing signs of taking after her father. Now this influence will take shape as yet to be seen. Bitter, intolerant, or righteous? Become righteous. The best of the bad options. Okay, back to combat duty levels. For the moment, I'm just going to leave you in the city on sleep. And then you... We got lots of orders, which is actually good to see. I'm just going to stay there for the moment. Given that I have lots of orders, do I want to spend them on getting some governors? I think the answer is yes. If I had a lot of money, hiring projects for money would actually not be too bad. hurry the apprentice there. It's going to be done next turn anyway. Volcanic eruption! Yeah, so it was a warning about the volcanic eruption, presumably. Omens of your end. You have of late been troubled with dreams of one who will destroy you, Greece, and all that you worked for. Now that your dreams have become all too specific, it is the young Duke that you're now certain is destined to unravel everything. Abandoned to the elements. Or await fate. 50% chance to become cursed. We'll see what Abandon to the Elements events are. We will have an Abandon to the Elements. And we do not have the money to create shelter for all. Slumbering beast of Ulysses has awakened, and the countryside flees from its reign of fire and terror. Many lie dead and injured, and many more seek out any roof under which to lay their heads. The eruption begins. We're broke enough, I'm just going to accept this instead. Monasticism. I want that so we can unlock polytheism, can build each shrine in every city. Let's get some more stone coming in. We're going to build a quarry. Okay, we're going to be on the advance with you again. Oh, I should be putting a part break in. I've let this go 10 minutes longer than I should have. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. The game has only but yet begun, although it may be that soon King Ptolemy will be no longer in this world. Let me hide this event. I'm gonna talk about that next time. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. Probably be moving on from the king here, because apparently he is... Oh, that was that... severely ill. Okay, technically he can recover from that. He may not yet be dead. May not yet be dead. Probably dead. May not be dead. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do polytheism to divine rule here. So we gotta get the shrines going, which is a lot of stone upkeep, although potentially quite profitable. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm gonna take a short break here so I can get up, stretch legs, sip some tea, and then I'll try to not let the next part go on quite so long. So until the next part, I'm gonna wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.